It's already done such a quick video. Listen, people won't invest in what they don't identify with. Either they identify with it directly or indirectly. For example, you can have an Asian businessman investing in Africa. Why? Because he sees potential for Chinese businesses in Africa. Or he sees that, hold on a minute, in Africa, there's some values that I miss amongst my own people, so I want my own people to learn from those values. That's why I put a focus on them. Anyway, there's identification. And because there's an outcome they favor, whether it's just making money or whether it's them learning something, whatever, they invest in it. People don't invest in something they don't identify with. Now, why am I saying this? It's because you need to pay attention to who people are endorsing. Okay. Or better said, to what they're endorsing. Look, it's human and in our nature as a human species to be considerate, sensitive, and constructive towards one another. So giving constructive feedback is natural. Tearing someone down or dumping on someone is not. Look, I don't care how toxic, how evil the other individual is. If someone is toxic or evil, or you just move away from them, you disengage from them, you renounce your involvement with them in a peaceful way and you continue. Simple as that. You don't go off at them for them being wrong. Because you go off at them for being wrong, it's not going to change the fact they're wrong. It's only dragging you into their misery. Simple as that. Now, this thing in the world they call it being honest, saying it as it is. I'm sorry. Listen. As a human being, it's your obligation to be safe and trustworthy towards others, as others have obligation to be towards you. Yes, as a species, we owe one another. This narcissistic saying, nobody owes you anything, you know, others anything either, or the world owes you nothing, is bullshit. We owe one another. So that means that if you don't reflect on yourself and consider whether your thinking and feeling is proper, nor in agreement with Christ, that means you're being narcissistic. You just want to escape and get ease. That's all you're doing. You're actually being violent towards the community. That's what's up. And here's the thing. When people act that way, they always have a reason for it. When others act that way towards them, now it's a problem. Now they can't take it. Or let's give another example. If a little child, maybe 6, 7, 8 years old, is being blunt and direct without any consideration, without any sensitivity, we say, whoa, someone needs to teach that child some manners. We are the parents, whatever. We get upset. When an adult with financial leverage act the same way, for example, at the workplace or maybe in politics, whatever, we say, well, he's just being honest. Well, at least they're honest about it. Hold on. How come it's wrong for a little child to operate in violence, so being insensitive towards others? But it's okay for an adult with financial leverage to do that. So as you're saying that might makes right. Anytime you can get away with it because of a leverage, okay, that's what you're agreeing with. That means if you agree with that, means you have no values. You have no values and you have no quality, because anyone with quality would never agree with something like this. Whether it's a 4-year-old child or a grown man in his 80s or 90s, or whether it's someone homeless in the streets or a CEO or whatever, you should expect quality from everyone. But here's the thing, you have to be of quality too. You can't just expect from others when it comes to you, you have a bill out or you're not interested. No. You should be of quality and they should be of quality. It goes both ways. There should be reciprocity in this. So, anytime an individual is blunt, vile, without consideration, without any of that, they should be stopped. Simple as that. As a human species, it's important for all of us to feel safe, welcome, and based on this, we are open with one another, we give each other feedback, and we develop strong and safe communities. Strong and safe communities are only possible if people can form healthy relationships. And you, being blunt, insensitive, all of that, is blocking all of it. So, anytime people go off saying things like, oh, the young people of the day have no respect, the young people of the day just say anything. Okay, but your own parents and older people, you were younger, also said a lot of stuff they shouldn't have said. Why come you don't call that out? Oh, because you respect the elders. So just because people are older than you, they've been long on the earth, gives them the right to be insensitive and to be violent towards you? What? Lord have mercy. Look, the only time you should be blunt is when there's danger. If a building's on fire, you tell them, get out of the building now, get out, it is fire. Or let's say there's a mass shooter going on, and the police comes and say, everyone leave the building now, leave the building now. You have to be blunt. You have to be forceful because there's danger over there. Or let's say you're in the military and you're training soldiers to deal with bad situations. In this case, you have to be blunt. So bluntness is only proper when you're there to divert danger, or in the case of military, you're training people to deal with danger. Apart from that, being bluntness is nothing but a crime. You just don't consider the lives and well-being of others just because you want to escape. It's just a crime, simple as that. Now, listen to me. Someone who's blunt, direct, in your face, and they say, well, at least I'm honest. Stop sugarcoating it. They're violent, simple as that. They are violent. They should be stopped. I don't endorse you using violence against them too to stop them, but anyway, they need to be stopped. They need to be discouraged. They should be shut down. I mean, shut down, I don't mean killing them. So don't get any weird ideas in your head. Okay? They have to be shut down. Their influence has to be shut down completely. Because someone like that is causing disharmony and unnecessary pain in the community. But here's the thing. Such people are often endorsed. So anyone who endorses this narcissism of just offloading on people, if you endorse someone like that, there's something wrong with you. Either you're mentally ill and you need intervention. In that case, go into therapy, get an intervention. Or you're just as toxic and of low quality as that other individual you're endorsing. Because nobody of quality in their right mind would endorse such behavior, no such character. And there's something I see also. You have people getting upset at others being insensitive towards them. They say, what the heck do you think you are? Watch your mouth, consider other people, or whatever. Or you don't talk to me like that. But they never have the same attitude towards employers, or towards the government, or towards the police, or any of that. No. If you are of quality, that means that you are of quality, and because you do your part, it's like others do their parts too. You're not going to say, oh, when those people don't do their part, I'm upset, you're a piece of shit, whatever. But when they don't do their part, well, they have a right to, they have a reason to. Hold on. That's idolatry. That means you lack self-worth. And because you lack self-worth, you endorse others treating you as less. Those others that treat you as less, you see them as above you. You see them as having value, while you don't see yourself as having value. Because if you recognize your own human value, you would just disengage in a peaceful way. You wouldn't go off at them. Don't treat me like that. Who you think you are? No, you would just disengage in a peaceful way and move on. So, a lot of people in the world, they lack self-worth, and they compensate that by being violent towards others. And when they can't be violent, they hope someone else does the violence for them. When someone else does the violence for them, often in case of being blunt, by being inconsiderate, all of that, they endorse it. Again, you're either mentally ill because you don't think properly, or you're low quality just like they are. Simple as that. Simple as that. In both cases, you need to be dealt with. Amen? If you're of low quality too, then people need to avoid you too. They need to face the consequences for that. If you are mentally ill, you need intervention, you must submit intervention too. Simple as that. Look, how come when it's someone at the same level as you or lower than you, being insensitive, without empathy towards you, you tell them to wash your mouth or do not have a big mouth or whatever. But when it's someone of rank, suddenly it's okay, you take it. It's because you lack self-worth, you don't value yourself. So you want to compensate for this lack of self-worth by submitting to a violent structure. And now, because you submit to a violent structure, you want the pat on the back and think you have a right to be violent against those who don't comply. And that's how society works, unfortunately. Well, anyway, it's beginning to rain now a little bit. So it didn't affect the camera, turned good. But anyway, keep agreeing with Christ. And please, check who you're endorsing. Ask yourself, why are you endorsing this individual? If you have no Christ-centered reason for endorsing this individual, sorry, we have an issue here, and the issue is you. Or look at other people. And don't go wild with this out of context. If someone is an artist and they make good art and you endorse the artist, you're not endorsing their political views. Unless the political views are shown in the art all the time. Now that will be an issue. Or if someone is a good singer, you endorse the fact they're singing well. It doesn't mean you endorse everything about the individual. But guess what? This bluntness into your face attitude is not natural. It should only be applied in severe danger or when training the soldiers. So anytime it's used in day-to-day interaction, it's a violation. And it should be treated as a violation. And it shouldn't be that some have a right to violate while others don't. If you go off at a 7-year-old child for having a big mouth and not being sensitive, all of that, you should go off equally at an adult, even worse when it's an adult doing it. But if you look at the rank of the adult, that means that you are either mentally ill, again, you need intervention, or you are the violent, low-quality individual yourself that wants an excuse to go off. And because you can't afford to go off violently, you submit to a violent structure to do it on your behalf. And that's how politics works too, in most cases. Well, okay. Examine yourself, be in agreement with Christ, and remember, Christ is sovereign. He owns the earth. We own nothing. We only have temporary possessions from the time we were born till the day our bodies pass away. And when Jesus comes back to resurrect us, and he'll be only believers will be on the earth forever. We own nothing, we never owned anything, and we'll never own anything in the future. Christ is the owner. Symbolically, we're co-owners with him. That's why we're called co-heirs of Christ. But he's the owner, and we have possessions. Okay? So Christ must get his honor as the owner. Anytime you want to be the owner, you're playing God. And God is not going to endorse that. He's going to laugh at you anytime you want to play the owner. And he's going to show you, one way or the other, that you're not the owner. And it's not going to turn out well for you. I'm telling you. So, if we only have possessions and none of us are actual owners, then stop acting like owners. He's the owner. You co-own with him because of the relationship with him, but he's the owner. We have possessions. Okay? He's Lord, we're not. He's God, we're not. Okay? And if even God himself doesn't go around escalating on people, being disregarding them, being insensitive towards them, then who are these creatures doing it? Rashid, what about the scribes and Pharisees? The scribes and Pharisees were wizards. They were evil then, hell-bent for evil. That's why Christ went so off at them. But it doesn't mean that Christ does that all the time. So again, the scribes and Pharisees were wizards, they were evil, and they were a danger. That's why he addressed them in such a blunt way. To shut down their influence. But did Christ act that way towards everyone? No. Who are these beings on the earth? Calling themselves owners, landlords and all of that. Thinking they have a right to will whatever they will and just have to take it. Hell no. Listen, I'm not teaching this to cause a riot and all of that. I'm teaching this to be more considerate. Value yourself, agree with Christ, and act accordingly. Well, that's it for now. Again, keep agreeing with Christ. He loves us all. He gives life for us. He's coming back. So during this lifetime, while we are waiting His second coming, live for Him, glorify Him, and that includes fulfilling all violence. Dear peace.